Hey, hey! The following is a clip from our latest exclusive Patreon episode. So, if you're intrigued and want to hear the entire episode, head on over to www.patreon.com/Dark Night of the Podcast and become a subscriber. You'll not only get access to this episode, but all of our monthly bonus episodes. So check it out. Hope you enjoy.
When you look at this movie, it's very much shot through the male gaze. And maybe the fact that it was shot by a woman, it's almost like, I guess I can look at it somewhat tongue in cheek here. They were so gratuitous with the nudity. I mean, the areolas aplenty throughout this film. It's mind boggling how many boobs you see in this movie. But one thing it manages to do is while it does really, like, let's be real, it exploits these women, it does manage to give almost every single character you meet, no matter how small they may be, an element of charm and likability. A lot of slashers we see that fall into these same tropes, they often do so in sacrificing their character development in the meanwhile. And this movie does not do that. And maybe it's because that this film was crafted by a female. She still managed to ensure that the women in this movie, though heavily naked, still managed to be fully thought out and realized characters, and up to the finale. And as the movie does build and grow and start to come to a very satisfying climax, these girls, at least the last one standing, the remaining several that we're still with at that point, managed to step it up in a way that few slashers, I think, really truly let their final girls step it up. I mean, these girls, for the last few minutes of this movie, they're allowed to fully lose their shit on this guy, and it's extremely satisfying. And knowing that it was directed by a female, there's something even more satisfying about that, knowing that, so I'm excited to talk about this, especially, we're two gay men, so I like to think we can encompass a female mentality when we need to enter the mind of a woman for a bit. But really, like, for all of the tit shots and excessive amounts of nudity throughout this movie, I don't mind it, because I think it's really a quite a strong, almost feminist piece of cinema in a way.
Well, it was written by Rita Mae Brown, who was a notorious feminist, and she wrote the script. The original script was called Sleepless Nights. I'm sure anybody that knows basically about this film knows everything I'm saying right now. The script was called Sleepless Nights. It was supposed to be a parody of slasher films. Roger Corman got a hold of it, and he hired a director, Amy Jones, and instead of filming it as a parody, as the script is, they took it very seriously. And because of that, the film does have just that really weird, like, tone to it, where at times the humor is definitely at the forefront, but it's also like paired with this gratuitous violence and this horrific killer. So it just creates just a very weird, unique tone and atmosphere. And they filmed a straight serious slasher flick, even though, like I said, it was written to be a parody of slasher flicks. But I mean, yeah, you're right, the characters are strong. Also, actually a rarity in the slasher annals, because it does give us three final girls instead of one. The one is kind of useless. That, what's her name, Courtney, we'll talk about her. I'm confused by this character. I don't know if she's supposed to be 12 or 54. I really don't.
I'm the same. Like, she goes from looking like a child with an angel's parting to looking like fucking Demi Moore in God with striptease. Like, yeah,
She looks
right.
like the Donna Wilkes from Angel in the second
Oh
episode.
my god, she's painted like a whore for a chunk of this
Sucking
movie.
on
But I mean,
sucking on a giant lollipop provocatively. It's odd. It's odd.
but a child, like, very much supposed to be a child. It is strange, but overall, a lot of the character choices made throughout the course of this film are better than I would anticipate from a film from this era, from a slasher film from this era, especially. And I do think, like, when you compare this up against other films that kind of follow the same formula, like I don't know what's the one that we watch with the goddamn girl with the short brown hair that we hate so much.
Sorority
Sorority House
House.
Massacre, right? They all start to blur together. Sorority House Massacre. When you compare this up against a Sorority House Massacre, I mean, I'm sorry, like, there's no fucking comparison. Like, Sorority House Massacre, for the most part, is pretty boring. I mean, there are a few characters that we liked, but overall, there are a lot of moments through Sorority House Massacre where we're just following that sad girl with with a sad backstory, and like you don't really get anything near the level of character development you would get here. So I'm kind of surprised that this film, when you think of like the poster art and all of the things that are used to define this movie, which really pushed it to be so gratuitous. When you sit down and analyze it as a piece of crafted cinema, it's actually like pretty damn well made.